Do you ever feel like your life is not moving forward? You're not achieving your goals, you're not doing the things that you say you're going to do, you're not showing up for yourself, and you're not checking anything off your to-do list? Well, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but the main thing that's holding you back is you. You are not allowing yourself to grow. You are not using discipline. You are not motivating yourself. You are not stepping into the person that you want to become. You are allowing yourself to stay stuck, stay comfortable, and to honestly stay a victim of the lifestyle that you've built rather than allowing and encouraging yourself to pursue more, to grow, to be uncomfortable, and to achieve those dreams. I know that might sound a little tough, like some sisterly best friend tough love, but that is exactly what this video is going to be, to help you start making some changes, start becoming the person you're going to be, and I promise you, you can do it and you will do it. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to a very tough love type of conversation. If you are new, I do a lot of motivational chats and I'm always encouraging, I'm always reminding you that you can do the things that you set yourself out to do. And if you're coming back and you've seen some other ones, you know this might sound a little bit different. Get ready for a bit of tough love. And maybe it's the Aries in me or because it's Aries season, but I'm going to give you that tough boost of confidence that you definitely need to realize that anything that you want actually can be yours. I saw a thread someone posted a few weeks ago that said, I don't understand how people can be morning people, how they get up. I wish I could be one of them. And what are they taking to be a morning person? And I replied, discipline. That is truly the only thing that you are missing. If you want to become a morning person and you're not doing it, it's because you don't have discipline. I talk a lot about discipline in so many different areas of your life because it really is your key to success. But I'm going to break it down for you in a few different ways in this video, so it does feel a little bit more attainable, a little bit more motivational, and also that reminder that you really are the only thing holding yourself back. There's no one else, there's no other reasons. You may try to deflect, but I promise you, if you start making those changes, you will start to see things shift. So let's say you do want to be that morning person. You're not going to bed early enough. You're not setting that alarm. You're not listening to the alarm when it goes off. You are hitting snooze. You are having this conversation in your mind about, I don't really want to get up. I'm already too tired. I didn't get enough sleep. You're probably dreading the day. You don't have a reason to get up. You don't have a purpose or a desire to get out of bed right when your alarm goes off. And that's okay. But you can actually choose a reason, a purpose, and a desire to get out of bed. The reality is our mind is our biggest power. We can set ourselves up for failure or we can set ourselves up for success. So if you want to start becoming a morning person, the discipline starts the night before. It does not just start in the morning. You need to start going to bed a little bit earlier. You need to make sure you have a good nighttime routine. That is up to you what that looks like. I'm not going to say be off screens for 2 hours if that's not reasonable, but allowing yourself to get into bed at a reasonable time, to get your 7, 8, even 9 hours of sleep if that's what you know you need, is going to help you have that discipline in the morning. Secondly, is that morning discipline. What are you going to do when your alarm goes off? Do you hit snooze? I know I hit snooze more than I would like to. But that is where discipline comes in. If I decide that I am not going to be hitting snooze, trust me, I do not hit snooze. It is a decision that you have to make. So if you're deciding I'm going to start getting up at 6:30 a.m., you set your alarm for 6:30. If you know you're the type of person who does hit snooze more than you would like, this is a little hack that a friend of mine taught me that I'm going to give to you because it really, really helps. I set my alarm for 6:30. And then I set a second alarm for 6:33 and one for 6:35. A snooze on most phones or alarms is about 5 to 9 minutes. So this way, having 3 alarms that only gives me 5 minutes to snooze, which I will not do because there's no way I can fall back asleep in 3 or 2 minutes. These are the cues to my 3, 2, 1, it's time to get up. So if you listen to Mel Robbins, she does the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 countdown in order to get out of bed, to do what you're going to do, remove your ability to think about it. I've kind of stretched this out into 5 minutes with those 3 alarms, but I can guarantee you by the time that third alarm goes off at 6:35, or if you want to start the alarms at 6:25 and the third one goes off at 6:30, you are going to get up, you are going to get out of bed. You're also a little bit annoyed with the alarms, which is the motivation to start getting up and to start moving. And let's say that you don't have a reason to get out of bed at 6:30. You don't start work till 9. What are some things that you love to do? What do you do in your evenings? Do you read a book? Do you watch some TV? Do you go for a long walk? You can actually do those things in the morning. I know it seems a little bit confusing if you're A-type like me, that you're going to switch your day around and give yourself pleasure and enjoyment before the day begins, but that is usually enough reason to get up, to get out of bed, and to start living your life. You do not need to be lying in bed for 40 minutes, an hour, letting time go by when you could be using that time to enjoy life, to enjoy a hobby, read a book, go for a walk, enjoy the quietness before the day begins and everyone else is out and about. If that doesn't motivate you to start living the life that you want to live, another thing that has been really helpful in terms of a little bit of manifestation, but also discipline of knowing where I am going on this path in life is journaling. Yes, I talk about journaling a lot, but I promise you this one's a little bit different and it's a little bit more fun. The way I look at it is manifestation and journaling combined. So you want to write a journal entry as if you have arrived at the person that you want to be, that you're going to become. I did this very intentionally before moving to LA from Toronto. I was looking for an apartment with my husband. We had our lists of what we wanted, what we could be a little bit flexible on, and then the things that there's no way we're going to do with that, especially carpet. There was just no way I was going to have carpet. So what I decided to do was start journaling my day, living in LA, talking about that apartment, waking up in that apartment, the life that I was going to live, whether it's that morning walk, sitting outside with a coffee, all these different things that would look like my life when I finally moved to LA and finally found an apartment to move into. I did this for about 3 months. Almost every single day I would journal as if I had already moved to LA, I was already living in this apartment, and I was already having that life that I truly couldn't wait to have, but I was so unsure if it would happen. After 3 months and many, many different apartment listings and tours and viewings, I was starting to feel a little hopeless. I'm not going to lie. I figured, you know what, we're going to have to sacrifice more things. We're going to have to compromise. I don't know if we're going to be in the neighborhood we want. All of these doubts start to come up, and instead of allowing my mind to go in the doubtful place, I focused on that manifestation, on those journals, and I continued onward. About 2 weeks later, we found what is our home now, a dream apartment with everything on our must list, very few things that we had to compromise on, and there's no carpet. There's none of these things that I had to say, oh, fine, I guess we'll do that. I guess we'll do this. And now that I'm living here, when I wake up and I look at my journal entries from my life here versus the journal entries that I wrote before even finding this home, before even moving, they are basically the exact same journal entries. There is so much power in our mind, in our thoughts, in our words, and even in our writing. So if you're not someone who likes to speak things into existence, I would recommend writing things into existence. And you can do a little bit of both, whether that is speaking out loud to your partner, your roommate, your friends, family, whomever, about what you are dreaming, you're planning, you're scheming, you're just wanting for your life. You are going to start seeing those things come to fruition, and you are going to start living that life that you want. When it comes to discipline, you want to look at it as short-term pain to get long-term gain. So I know we think about these things of saying no over and over, getting up early, going to bed early, being that, boring friend that's focused on their goals, not going outside. I promise you, when you do that, you focus on yourself, you hone in on your list, your desires, what you're working on, you are going to see results long-term, bigger and better than you could have ever imagined if you were saying yes, you were being wishy-washy with your day, you didn't have those boundaries, and most importantly, you didn't use discipline. I started eating on the anti-inflammatory diet about 8 months ago. This is sort of a meal plan protocol to cut out all inflammatory foods as someone who has a variety of different autoimmune diseases. Inflammation is a big problem of mine, and I was noticing how big of a trigger food was. To cut out all of these things required such tough, strict discipline on a daily basis. I had to basically overhaul every single meal I ate every day. The things that I loved that I've been eating since I was a child, I had to cut out and start to see what is affecting me, what is giving me daily pain, daily discomfort, and more problems because I'm not able to say no. The goal of this was to have that discipline, to start to see positive results, to see that my health and my body, my mindset, everything was shifting in order to identify what is good for me and what is bad for me. And let me tell you, discipline became my best friend through this. I changed my breakfast, my lunches, my dinners. I had to stop going out for meals with friends to restaurants that I knew I could not eat at. Even though I wanted certain foods or drinks or anything that was considered inflammatory, I had to say no, no matter how badly I wanted it. And now that I'm 8 months along, even 4 months in, 3 months in even, I started to see the difference. But at 8 months, I can tell you that discipline every single day to identify my triggers, to be able to figure out what is causing those problems, to actually put some boundaries in place, to discipline myself to know what is good for me and what is not good for me, has given me such a different quality of life that truly I would not have imagined having before. I live with chronic pain between migraines, endometriosis, and a variety of other things that happen. I usually deal with pain every single day. And since being on the anti-inflammatory diet, I've seen such a huge difference in my energy levels, getting up in the morning ready for the day, not having a daily headache the second I wake up. It is such a long-term gain that I received from that short-term pain of saying no to things that honestly just weren't even good for me. It was a lack of self-control, a lack of discipline, and to be honest, not a characteristic that I wanted to have. And you're probably asking, okay, this all sounds great. Get up early, set the alarms, just do it. Just get out of bed, start cutting out those foods, start making those daily changes, start envisioning the life that you want. But how do you really do that? My biggest secret to using discipline is to stop overthinking. We as humans overthink almost everything. We plan for the good, we plan for the bad, we try to envision ourselves in conversations. How would it go if I said this? What would they say back? Again, our brain has so much power that we almost give it too much power and control over our lives. Once I have removed this ability to overthink, to overanalyze, you start doing more. So instead of thinking about, I should get out of bed, I have these things that I want to do, but it's so comfy here, you start to go in this spiral of staying put, staying in bed, not moving, not achieving what you want to do, not even just getting up and making some actions take place. When you stop the overthinking, you remove that option, whether it is the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 technique from Mel Robbins, or those 3 alarms, or literally giving yourself such an intense pep talk that you're like, I just got to get it together. I'm just going to get up. I'm going to do it. I'm going to make it happen right now. Whatever it is for you, once you remove the overthinking and you start doing, I promise you, you're going to see progression. Discipline happens when you make steps. When you stay stagnant, you stay in a comfortable position, you're not using discipline. You're not progressing yourself. You're not making any change to be the person that you want to grow into, the person you want to become, or most importantly, that life that you so badly want to have. When you're able to remove that overthinking and that self-doubt that usually comes with overthinking, let's be honest, it starts out of a positive place and can easily slide into some self-doubt, negativity, and then it becomes fear, and fear holds you back. So when you're able to stop the overthinking, start taking baby steps, whether it is getting up at 6:30 or even getting up at 7:45. Start slowly, start making a change, start making those steps, and start telling yourself to just do it. Yes, I am a Nike girl. I've loved Nike for as long as I can remember, but that slogan really sticks with me, especially when I'm in moments of I'm uncomfortable. I don't know if I want to do this. I don't know if I want to go into the gym. I don't know if I want to lift a heavier weight. I don't know if I want to run 5 or 10K today, But if I say that I'm going to do it and I stick with it and I remove that option of overthinking, the sooner I'm going to do it and the sooner I'm going to get that reward at the end, which is that long-term gain that we are going for by implementing short-term pain. Yes, I know it doesn't sound fun, but I promise you, set a goal out, whether it is getting up early, running a half marathon. You can run with me. I just signed up for a half marathon. I'm training, I'm here. Maybe it is envisioning a new life, moving to a new city, starting a new job, starting a new hobby, or starting that side hustle you've always wanted. Identify what you are trying to work on, set some boundaries, set some goals, and use discipline to say no to things that don't add to that don't allow you to start focusing in on that. Start making small steps, baby steps. We're here for progression, not perfection. And just start doing it. Do not overthink it. Do not think it has to be perfect. Just start making some steps. See how it feels as you get into a flow. You can always adjust and pivot, become agile throughout it. But once you start moving, you're going to start to feel, honestly, a dopamine hit of just doing the thing you said you're going to do. And that also gives you that ego boost, that confidence that, wow, I am the person who does what she says she's going to do, because you can. You just have to do it. Okay, this was a bit of tough love, and I hope that it didn't come across too tough love. I know as an Aries, people tell me that sometimes they don't want my opinion. It maybe isn't how they want it to be delivered, but I am here to support you. I'm here to promise you that you can do the things you're going to do. You can become the person you want to become and have that life. You just need some discipline. You just need to start moving, and you just need to do it. If you haven't caught my other videos, check out my motivational chats. Let me know if there's something else you want to hear about, some motivation you're in need of in your life, or let me know what you're working on and what you are going to discipline yourself on as we move forward in spring, into summer, and building this year into the life that we want it to be. Thank you so much for watching and for being here, and I will see all of you on the next one.